guys, so today I have swatches of the Essie Shimmer Brights collection. Essie does a neon collection every year. I think they call it the neon collection, which generally is not very neon. I think that's what this is supposed to be, even though they're not putting neon anywhere in the name. They are just calling it the Shimmer Brights, but there are 6 polishes here, including Aim to Misbehave, which is a yellow shade. Essie does not do many yellows, and this is their 1000th shade, so it does have some detailing around the cap. This is, I guess, kind of a big deal. I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is the 1000th shade that has that detailing on the cap. This is Aim to Misbehave, and this is kind of a golden sunshine yellow with a gold shimmer. So here's one coat. And this one is a bit sheer and a bit patchy on the first coat. Formula feels good though, it's not too thick or too thin. So here is 2 coats. This one is still a bit streaky on the second coat, so I'm going to do a third. The color definitely gets to be more of a brighter yellow on the second coat. It doesn't seem to dry too dull either. I mean, you'll still want a top coat, but it doesn't dry matte or anything. So here's 3 coats. 3 coats covers this one completely, and after looking at how the second coat dried, I think it just dries a little bit darker than it applies. There's a nice strong shimmer in here that stands out really nicely in the nail as well. So there is 3 coats of Aim to Misbehave. The next polish is called Scene on the Scene, and this is a pink with like a pinky gold shimmer. In person, on the camera, it almost looks like it's a little like purpley blue, so that's interesting. But no matter what I do with this bottle, I can't catch that purpley blue looking shimmer in person. It's very pinky gold to me. So here's one coat. This one actually covers pretty well on the first coat. I can still see through it a little bit, but I was kind of expecting it to apply a bit patchy and sheer like the yellow did. Great formula on this one as well. So here's 2 coats, and this one covers completely in 2. I think depending on your application or your preference, you might end up needing 3. It's one of those ones where I feel like I can see my nail line when I look at it at a certain angle, and then at another angle I can't see it anymore. And the shimmer does stand out very nicely in this one as well. So there is 2 coats of Scene on the Scene. The next polish is called Sexy Plunge, and this is a bright orange with a gold shimmer. So here's one coat, and this one is a bit sheer on the first coat. Nice strong shimmer though, and the color, the bright colors are really just doing a number on my camera lately. I'm thinking about getting a new camera, but I also don't want to get a new camera because this one still records. It just doesn't, the lighting settings are just not quite what they used to be. I don't like buying things like that, like electronics, unless the one before it is completely dead. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2, but like the pink, it's one of those ones where I feel like I can see my nail line, and then when I try to find it again, I can't. So I think this could potentially be a 3-coater for some. So there is 3 coats of Sexy Plunge. The next polish is called DJ on Board, and this is a purple with a shimmer. It's hard to tell if it's the same kind of goldish shimmer. I feel like it would stand out against the purple a lot more if it was. It looks pink from this angle. It looks a little bit more purple on camera. This one confuses me. So here's one coat. This one is pretty sheer on the first coat. It's definitely going to need a second. Formula is good on this one as well. I feel like the shimmer is not nearly as strong as it is on the other polishes, and it's a little more difficult to pick up. You have to really hit some extreme angles to see the shimmer in this one. So here's 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2. This is a definite 2 coats, not a maybe 2, maybe 3, which is kind of surprising. It was sheer and I was expecting it to need 3. It deepens up on that second coat, and that does help the shimmer stand out quite a bit better than it did on the first coat. So there is 2 coats of DJ on Board. The next polish is called All Hands on Deck, and this is kind of an emerald green with like a greeny gold shimmer. So here's one coat. This one is just a tiny bit sheer on the first coat. Great formula though, and that shimmer stands out nicely. So here is 2 coats. And 2 coats on this one covers completely. There are some brush strokes on this one when it's wet, but those do go away as it dries. And you will want a top coat. It doesn't dry too dull, but it is a little bit dull. So there is 2 coats of All Hands on Deck. The next polish is Catch of the Day, and this is a darker blue with a blue shimmer. So here's one coat. And this one is actually completely opaque in one coat. The formula is definitely thicker than the other ones. I wouldn't say that it's too thick, but that's why it's opaque in one coat. It's definitely thicker than the others. The shimmer doesn't stand out a ton. I can see it, but it's not super easy to see. So there is one coat of Catch of the Day. So I really like the yellow, but I don't want to pick the yellow just because that, like, it's obviously that's the biggest deal of the collection. I'm really excited that it's yellow. I really like the detailing on the cap. But I am going to go with Sexy Plunge. I don't know what happened there, because I like the orange with the gold shimmer. It reminds me a lot of Braziliant. I do like Braziliant a bit more than this one because the shimmer is a little bit more spread out and a little bit, I don't know, it's like easier to pick out the particles. It gets a little bit bigger, and that was like, it's a nostalgic polish for me, but this reminded me of it, and that's what made me like this one a little bit more than the others. So that one is my favorite. So that is the Essie Shimmer Brights collection. I got these, where did I get these from? I got these from Trans Design, I believe, but now they're available like just about anywhere online, and they're popping up in stores as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.